Good evening, everyone. Good to see you all. I am currently in the chat. I see Mr. Redjack. Thank you, as always, for the welcomes to everyone. Who do we got here? Lee Harmon, good to see you. DJ, good to see you. Mickey, you came and went and probably came back. Comic Art Boston, Marcus. Caesar, what is up? We got man. I think I know you. Streitler Jog. I don't know how to say that, but I was going to shout you out in a minute anyways as a new subscriber, but thank you. Paul, good to see you, man. Vivian, my wife, good to see you. Irwin, my daughter, good to see you in the chat as well. Thank you. Hobby Halbert, Jason Ladwig, Asian Funk Comics. Good to see you made it, man. Mr. Easy Go Lucky, Jeff Wedding, what is up, man? Rick, the Rickster, always here. Thank you so much. And boy, yeah, this is excuse me, it's pretty exciting. I'm glad that this sale finally came. The big day is finally here. Not sure where the hell everybody else is. The numbers of viewers keep flying up and down, flopping up and down, but I had way more viewers during my last round table. Where the heck is everybody? Anyways, that's cool. So as I said, good to see you all. Just really quickly, want to here. Let me put this out on the screen. Everyone, shout out to my newest subs, Alan Muller, who was here last week, Daryl Clonch, Grindhouse Releasing, Steve Nagin, Ilya. And as I said, Streitler Jog. I don't know, man. I see you there. I see you there, obviously, in the live chat, man. You're going to have to tell me, how do you pronounce that? So I'm assuming Jason, maybe? Because I've seen that. I think I've seen that before. But I know like a million Jasons in this hobby. You got to tell me who you are, unless you want to keep it a secret, of course. I will understand. But thank you. And hey, Will, what's up, man? I appreciate it. Yeah. They're coming. I'm sure. Slowly but surely. Hey, Neil McAhone. Hopefully I said that. You're gonna have to correct me if I didn't say that correctly. Jason Huzza, or as you say, Hosa, or that's your family, and that's how they say it. Good to see you, man. Thank you for showing up. Glad you could make it. And bronze is gold. Thank you for showing up as well. Thanks everybody. All right, so we're 4 minutes into the show already, so why don't we just get into it? We are obviously, most of you, or maybe even all of you, already know how this all works. But of course, for the benefit of any new first timers that come in, let me just explain this real quick, even though I'm sure first timers will be popping in a little bit later and asking questions. And oh, well, it'll be too late for me to repeat it all then, but I'll say it here now. So real quick, as always, there are 40 lots for sale. If you've been around my sales before, then you know that I like the number 40. So there you go. The lots are going to be numbered by 01, by 02, by 03, etc., until by number 40. All the lots, just so you know, will be offered in random order. All right. There's no specific order. It's all random. Okay, each lot is going to be shown. I'm going to try for 45 to 60 seconds, guys, because of all the feedback of people telling me that they really do like the previous shows, the sales shows. They like me trying to keep a quicker pace. So I'll do my best to do that. Of course, bear in mind that with more vintage type art, there's typically a lot more to say. So it may go longer. But anyways, I'm going to try. I'll try my best. So here are the rules. It's very simple. If you want to claim anything, you just have to put the word buy, followed by the lot number that you're going to see on each slide in the top left corner. They're going to be in really large font for those of you who've never been here before, so you can't miss it. The first person to enter the buy info gets to buy the art. Of course, that's in case there are multiple people trying to claim the same piece. You may enter counter offers during the show or later after the show, after it's over, privately by email. And the email is here. All right. And this is also good for you watching on Rewind, which is most of you ultimately in the end. If you're watching on Rewind, once you finish seeing something, or anytime you stop on an item that you like, and if you see that it didn't sell during the live show, please pause the video and email me here right away at Rubén oops, sorry. Yeah, it shouldn't be the collector. It should be the dealer. My mistake. But anyways, here, let me show you here. Yeah, email me here, RubénTheDealer@gmail.com, and I'll let you know if I still have the art. For those of you who are watching this on Rewind, be aware that after the live portion of this show, after the live stream, I will be making any unsold lots available to anyone for a period of a week. So up until, as of right now, it's next Sunday, the 21st of August. But of course, if you're watching this 5 days after the live showing, that means you've got two days left in which to contact me. Okay. So that is that. What else is there? Okay. So you may enter counter offers during the show or later by email, of course. After all 40 lots have been offered, I will not be recapping the unsold lots. So the best time to claim art and make offers is literally now. Okay. So during this live portion, if you want to make offers, just make them now. It doesn't even matter if I've passed, if we've already gone past a certain lot, and if you've decided to like rewind a little bit to see what there was earlier, go ahead and make the offer. And if I have to, I'll put a pause on whatever I'm doing, and I'll take a look back at whatever lot you're talking about, and I'll handle it at that time. So, so claim now and haggle now. Now's the best time. As it says there at the bottom, any unsold lots during this live stream are going to be made available for purchase for about 1 week until Sunday, August 21st. Just reach out to me if you want anything after this live stream at RubénTheDealer@gmail.com. And for those of you who claim or end up claiming any art tonight, email me, of course, at RubénTheDealer@gmail.com. Include the buy number as well as the title of any art piece that you claimed. And of course, as always, include the full shipping address. And don't forget, please, the contact phone number, which I need to put on the package when it's time to ship you guys the art. Okay. So that's it. I have seen that. I've noticed that in the couple of minutes that I've spent reading those slides, there have been 60 more comments, which is why during sales shows, I cannot spend time having fun with you guys in the chat. I wish I could. But as always, I will be rewatching this tomorrow probably, and just to be able to see what everything you guys posted. Okay. And as always, Irwin, my daughter, is here with me in the control room, and she will be the one who looks out to let me know if there's any offers or questions on anything. All right. And so yeah, she'll be my guiding light here. And I guess that's it. So without further ado, I think we can move on to the start of our show. Why don't we move on to the first lot? The first lot here, again, for the newbies among you, is buy 01. And that's what you have to enter into the chat. Okay, buy 01. So here we have a beautiful, super action-oriented Iron Man page from, I believe, the second to last issue of the classic 1968 Iron Man series. Fantastic images. Iron Man in 5 of 5 panels. I mean, what else is there to say? Including a money shot. I always, when I take in panel pages on consignment, or if I bring them myself out of my own collection, I always try to bring pieces that have at least a money shot whenever possible, obviously. So it's a fantastic page. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting word from the control room. Okay, comments are going so fast. I don't see the claim, but I see people congratulating Paul. So I guess Paul claimed it. I will take that as a claim. Thank you very much, Paul. I appreciate it. And with that, why don't we go on to the next piece up for offer? This one, I don't know if Ronald is here tonight, but this next one I brought a couple of pieces for collectors like Ronald. Ronald Shepard is a collector who is very much into unpublished art, but in particular sketch covers. And I'm not sure if Ronald also buys other types of lower end, lower cost, unpublished pieces. But for you, Ronald, if you are watching, or anybody like you who likes to get lower end art, I brought some pieces that I think would be sort of a path you might consider going along outside of just the sketch covers, because it's a way to get art by some great artists whose art most people can't afford any longer, for very affordable prices. So with that being said, let me show what that piece is. The first piece here. So this is by 02. And this is a sketch of Roxanne Spaulding, otherwise known as Roxy from Gen 13. And it's a sketch by the one and only Adam Hughes. It's got Roxy, obviously, with the killer cigarette hanging out of her mouth. Very cute. And it's more than just a head sketch. It's nice that it's not just a bust either. You're getting from around the midsection up. And of course, it's very difficult, or at least financially speaking, to get any Adam Hughes art without spending well into the four figures. So this is the type of thing that, again, any lower end art collectors should consider picking up. Again, if you want to get art by higher end type artists like Adam Hughes. And he is in my opinion, the greatest all time good girl artist in the hobby, in the industry. And of course, you can argue that it could be Dave Stevens. Sure, there's a few guys, but he's my pick. So that's it. So just wanted to give my pitch out there to you lower end art buyers. So moving on from there, we will be moving on to buy number 3 right now. And this one is by another big name artist. This one is by John Byrne. It is the cover art to the Ithaca Journal leisure section. So it is the leisure section. It's basically like a magazine style section that they would insert into the Ithaca Journal. That's the local paper in Ithaca, New York. So this piece is from 1982, as you see there. It came out literally 3 days after Fantastic Four number 244. And that is only 1 year into the very classic run John Byrne did on this title. And this is also the first time. I've done some research on this. I believe it's the very first time that any published cover contains the big two from the big two. So the Hulk and Spider-Man, or I guess I should say in order, Spider-Man and the Hulk, along with Superman and Batman. So the two big Marvel guys with the two big DC guys together on one cover. And again, it's a classic piece of from the peak of John Byrne's career, right when he was hitting full stride on Fantastic Four. So that is available for anybody. Again, those of you watching on Rewind, you can always hit me up later at rubenthedealer@gmail.com. And if you want to talk time payments on something like this, we can certainly talk about it. All right. Okay, so the next one up is buy number 4. So here we have a 1970s Fantastic Four page. It is from the Fantastic Four, number 195. It's page 10. It features the Thing. Always got to have the Thing on Fantastic Four pages, well, at least for me. And the Human Torch, as you see in the top 3 panels. Got the Thing, Human Torch, top 3 panels. And then at first glance, you may not notice it, but on the bottom 3 panels, you do also have Susan Storm and Namor the Submariner. That's her in the dress there, and Namor is in the green suit. He's in all 3 of the bottom panels. That's because she's shooting a movie, I believe it is, on location. So very interesting. Excuse me, I apologize for cutting myself off. I got to jump in. I've been told that there's a question. Wow, it's so many comments that it's high up. From okay, bye. Hold on, sorry. So okay, so I'm sorry, everybody. My daughter is young and still does not understand how this stuff works. It's okay, just relax. Okay, she was taking Samuel's 30,000 time payments seriously. That's okay. That's okay. She's learning. That's okay. So, anyways, yeah. So that's it. Oh, see now I see Marcus saying that there's an offer. I don't know. You guys are confusing me now. I don't know if you're referring to that joke offer of 30,000 time payments, but anyways, I'm assuming it's part of all the joking you guys are doing. But anyways, okay, so this one again, getting back to this one again, you got the Thing, you got Sue Storm and Submariner, and yeah, you're not too many FF 70s pages around any longer, so thought I'd bring this one. And okay, hold on, I'm getting told we have another question. Nick, I heard that Nick, you asking about what are the payment terms. So I don't have any. I don't. It all depends on the. It all depends on every piece. It just depends. So you're gonna have to basically let me know what you can do, right? Let me know what you can do in the chat, and I'll let you know if I can work it out. And if you want to work it out and talk to me later by email, we can discuss it later. No worries. Okay. And so Jeffrey C says, yeah, Samuel Mend, if you could pay 3,000 time. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Sorry. The answer is no. All right, guys. So, and thank you. Yeah, please, everybody, please hit the thumbs up and please subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right. So let me jump out of the chat and get back to this. Anybody needing to make offers, as I said, anything you see, if you want to make offers, feel free to make them now, or anytime while we're still live. Okay. All right. So I am jumping to the next one. So we have buy number 5 is next. And here we have buy number 5. This is a beautiful, beautiful Black Panther page, already 22 years old. It's got fantastic high-level content. Check it out. It's got Black Panther in the second panel. You got a beautiful actual, well, it's a sort of a statue, sculpture, if you will, of a Black Panther on the staircase in the first panel. A wonderful shot of the Avengers featuring She-Hulk, Iron Man, Giant Man, the Wasp, all in that middle tier. And then a killer shot, money shot of Deadpool in the last panel. So really, really, really strong content here, guys, on this one. Already, I can't even believe it. It's already a 22-year-old page, and that's $700. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say about that one. I shouldn't have to sell that too hard. A lot of great content on that one. So either pick it up now, later, or make an offer if you feel you want to. Alrighty then, let us move on now to, let me go directly to buy number 6. So here we have a beautiful, beautiful Vampirella page by Gonzalo Mayo, and this is from issue 54. It's page 18. As you see there on the left-hand side, and by looking at the art, you see that the orientation is square rather than rectangular. That is indeed because this is a 2/3 page. Gonzalo, like some of you strip art fans might be familiar with back in the day, many artists used to carefully slice off single tiers off their pages so that they could gift them to fans or friends. And so that's what happened here. And so this is the bottom 2/3 of the page. And it's the better bottom 2/3, of course. Just for a point of comparison, guys, a page like this, if it had the full, top tier as well, you'd be looking at around like 2,800, 3,000 for this. So you're getting 2/3. You're getting about 2/3 the page for approximately half the price. And that in the third panel, by the way, that you see there, that is hand watercolored by Gonzalo Mayo himself. And which is, again, with that sticking with that theme of the old newspaper strip artists. Those guys used to do that occasionally, including guys like Alex Raymond, where they'd color in a single panel. So very, very nice. And nice mid-70s work by Mayo here. And again, that will be available for a week after tonight's show. All right. Okie dokie. So moving along now, we are going on to buy number 7. And this piece is by Sanford Greene and Nathan Massengill. It is the cover to Marvel Adventures Spider-Man. I don't know the issue number, but it did go unpublished. So back in 2009, Sanford Greene, who I'm told is now under the Felix Liu umbrella. I'm not sure. I didn't check that myself. But Sanford was doing a run of interior issues on Marvel Adventures Spider-Man at this time. And he did this cover. It didn't get published. I don't know exactly why precisely, but I can say that the most likely reason is simply because on Marvel Adventures, all that the different titles for the Marvel Adventures line, Marvel typically like to have different artists working on the covers than those artists who are doing the interiors. So I guess they just wanted to kind of stick with that theme and went with whoever was doing the covers at the time. But it's a really beautiful cover, and it's only $1,100 for a Spidey cover that's already got some nice vintage to it of 12 years. So that's it for this one. And let us now move on to buy number 8. And this is going back to the lower end of the spectrum for you lower end art collectors. It is a DC page as well. It features really great action, especially the top 3 panels, as Azrael is in the woods, middle of the woods. He runs into these 2 guys who pull guns on him. And then in the second and third panel, as you can see, he pulls one of those Batman / Daredevil moves where he disarms them quickly with just one kick apiece. And then, of course, you get the beautiful money shot of Azrael standing right there front and center in the fourth panel, saving the unconscious female. And then in the bottom panel, we get a shot of that scary Calabax dude who he's going to confront in the next issue, since this is the last page of this issue. Already 24 years old, a quarter of a century for this page. $250. It's nothing for a nice page with the main character all over, especially with the money shot. But of course, if there's no Azrael fans around, then the price doesn't matter, obviously. But again, email me at rubenthedealer@gmail.com for anybody watching this later on Rewind, if you're interested. All right. Let us now go on to buy number 9. So that's buy 09. We're going to stick with DC and kind of related to Azrael for this one. So this is $700. It is a chapter splash from Batman 80-page Giant, number 3, page 51. It features Batman versus Monk. And in that top panel, in case you can't tell, off the left-hand side, you see a part of Batman's cape. And that's his shadow of his head and cape and his fist, his hands, I guess, on the back wall behind Monk and that TV screen. And then, of course, those are all the bodies of all the henchmen, Monk's henchmen, who Batman has kicked the crap out of. And of course, you get a beautiful, beautiful 50 to 60% splash image at the bottom of a frontal shot of Batman with that final guy that he kicked the crap out of in his fists and about to face off with Monk. So for any Batman fans, I think this is a really, really nice page. We got a tough crowd tonight, though, but that's cool. Again, anybody watching a little bit later, feel free to hit me up later, either here live before the show ends, or by email at rubenthedealer@gmail.com. All righty. So let us get to by number 10. So we're jumping back to Marvel guys. All right. I know most of you are Marvel guys. Anyhow, so let's get this beauty on the screen. So this is by number 10. It is $2,250. It is by Jan Duursema and Rick Magyar. It is from Professor Xavier and the X-Men, number 1, page 23. So it's from the first issue. And just so you know, and you can see it up there by the stat at the top, it says next issue, the X-Men versus the Vanisher. Okay. That's because this is not a splash that's part of the main story, right? If you guys remember, those of you familiar with Silver Age art, remember back in the days, Marvel and DC, they would actually spend money to hire the artists to actually draw advertisements simply for no other reason than to advertise the very next issue of that same title, of the book you were reading. So that's what this is. They wanted to keep that sort of theme going. And of course, in the original X-Men, the second issue featured the Vanisher. So that's why this piece features the original X-Men against the Vanisher. All right. And let us move on now from there to, that is by 10. All right, let us move on to by number 11. Here we have another affordable piece of art. This one is $300. For those of you who are fans of Katsuhiro Otomo's Akira, this is, to be clear, not the original pencil and ink work. This is Steve Oliph's original watercolor work. Okay, and this is a fun page for those of you looking for a main character. It's got May. It features K. Sorry, not May. K. In the Marvel edition, it was spelled, I believe they spelled it like the English version, K-A-Y, if I'm not mistaken. It's a long time ago. But they in this part of the story, she's basically she knows that her friend Chiyoko has been injured, and she's looking for a way to transport her, and she runs into this I don't even know what you call it, but this mechanical construct, and she ends up running into Dr. Onishi and says, hey, fix up that construct, and I'm going to use it basically as a way to get Chiyoko out of here and to safety. And just so you guys know, the original art is on the left. The piece on the right is also the original art. So that's the same scan, just blown up. I was going to put the scan of the published version, but I'd rather show off the beautiful colors here because the color printed really, really badly in the Marvel version. Like all those beautiful blues you see, not only like on the walls and on the highlights for Dr. Onishi's lab coat, those all turned green. So really, really ugly. So yeah, this is beautiful stuff. And I'm being told to go into the chat. So here we go with, do we have okay, so I'm being told. So buy 10 offer. So, okay. So Comic Art Boston is offering $2,200 for 10, which I believe was the last one. The X-Men. Okay. And what do you mean this is a gift for Irwin? What are you talking about? No. You stop that. No. We're not gonna do that. No. If you want it for yourself, yes, you can have it. But no. I will. Yes, of course, I will accept your $2,200 offer, Comic Art Boston, on the X-Men piece. Thank you very much. Let me just jump out again and go here just to be sure, everybody. So we are talking about this one. Yes. There I am. Thank you very much, Comic Art Boston. I do appreciate that. But no, I do greatly appreciate what you were trying to do. But no, and Irwin, do not say things like that. Okay. Thank you. But no. So anybody who does want this baby can have it by getting in touch with me either later or later in the show or by email after the show. Okay, and I'll throw up again periodically that my email later on for everybody. All right. So the next page, we're at the dozen mark here. This is number 12. So this next piece is a cover. It is a very modern cover. And this is a variant cover. Really a really graphic approach by an artist who typically, he has done graphic approaches before, but is not typically known for the graphic approach. And this is for a very modern series written by one of the hottest current artists around, Daniel Warren Johnson. And the cover is to Jurassic League number 2. And as you see there on the left-hand side, this cover, in my opinion, is tailor-made for either archaeologists or fossil dealers. And yes, Jeff and John, this means you, baby. And no pressure, guys. No pressure, of course. I'm screwing around, of course, having a good fun with you. But truthfully, it's tongue in cheek. But truthfully, it would suit you. And just interestingly enough, that we do have archaeologists and fossil dealers among us. Although I believe the fossil dealer does not attend YouTube shows. But there you have it. What I really like about it, other than the graphic nature of it, the fact that it's not the actual characters, it's their fossils. I like that that Mike put in, all the little hints of who they are, with Aquaman's trident and the Batarang and Wonder Woman's lasso. So really, really neat cover and really fun. A series for which Marcus just posted yesterday. The Daniel Warren Johnson cover 2 for the first issue on his in his calf gallery. So check that out. Very, very cool. All righty. So moving on from there, our next buy number is buy 13. That is buy-13. And here we have a beautiful, beautiful illustration by Lee Weeks of everyone's favorite mutant, Wolverine. I want to explain, guys, that aside from the fact that as it's written there, this is done in pencils, inks, ink wash, and white paint for highlights. I just want to throw a little knowledge on you. For those of you, because I went and did the research on Lee Weeks' website. So Lee Weeks sells these specialty type pieces on his website. He no longer does pieces at 11 by 14. The largest he does are 9 by 12. Okay, and I want to say one thing. So most people will look at 9 by 12 and then they'll see 11 by 14 and they'll think, well, it's only a little bit bigger, so it shouldn't be a lot more expensive, right? But it's actually a lot bigger than you think. The way that people, nobody tends to think of it this way, but the proper way to actually do an apples to apples comparison when you're thinking about size is you got to do the square footage. So in actuality, a 9 by 12 piece measures 108 square inches, whereas an 11 by 14 piece measures 156 square inches. So that works out to, quick math, 43, I want to say 43% larger. So it's not just a little larger, it's quite a lot larger. And most of Lee's pieces that he's doing are not quite the level of finish this is. And smaller. Often he does 6 by 8 pieces. He prefers working smaller. So if you want to take the time later to go and compare, go do your own research. If you don't believe what I'm saying, by all means do so, and you will see if you compare apples to apples, this one is really, really affordable compared to what he has been offering. But that's it. There's the hard sell for you. It's a beautiful piece by Lee Weeks of Wolverine. So, all right. So that is that. Let us move on now to buy number 14. And that we stick with Marvel. And we go to Kazar. It's a Brent Anderson page from an early issue. It's number 6, page 12. It has Shauna the She-Devil in 6 out of the 7 panels. So that's really the selling point. Of course, for some of you, Kazar is still the selling point. As a point for comparison, because this happened really recently. Okay, take a look at this. I'm asking $675 for this. And so very, very recently, about a month ago, I want to show you. this piece sold for $605. And it does feature Kazar and Shauna, and I like the page. Okay, so don't get me wrong there. I like this page. It's just that I feel in the top 3 panels, it's only got Shauna in the 3 panels, and although they're in full figures here, the figures are very small. So I figured, given that I've got Shauna in many more panels than just 3, I take a look here, and the figure work is larger. I'm asking only $70 more than that. That's basically how I came down with the price for this. So there you have it. If you're a Shauna or a Kazar fan, that's a good grab. So again, for anybody who maybe is tuning in late, anything you see that has not been sold yet, you can either grab it or make an offer on it right now, anytime you want to. Or anybody watching on Rewind, you can do so by pausing the video right now and emailing me at rubenthedealer@gmail.com. And that is right here, as you can see on the screen, rubenthedealer@gmail.com. All right. And so that is, again, the Brent Anderson Kazar is by 14. Let us move along now to by 15. And we go back to DC for this, guys. We are going to jump to Deathstroke number 30. It is a full page splash. It is the title and credits page splash. Already more than a quarter century old. It's 28 years old, almost 30 years old, 3 decades almost, guys. With a great image of Deathstroke, the Terminator. And of course, anybody who remembers reading the series, it's also got his manservant, if you will, Wintergreen and Mayflower Kane. Really, real cool poses. Not only Deathstroke, but even Wintergreen is in a cool pose. So yeah, there you have it. I think personally, Steve Irwin did a really, really great job on this series. And after Grummett and George Perez, he actually is my favorite Deathstroke artist, believe it or not. So there you have that. And again, that's $14.50. Feel free to make me offers if you'd like, or snag it later on. All right. So that was by 15. Let us go down to by 16. And by 16, we stick with Marvel. This is for more of you unpublished type art collectors. And this is a Jay Lee piece of Yondu of Guardians of the Galaxy. It is done in pencil, ink, and pencil shading. So as you can see in the blow up on the right-hand side, all the shading you see there is actually pencils, okay? It is not ink wash, even though it looks or may look to you as ink wash. It's just different various shades of graphite, pencil graphite. Okay. And I'm not sure, unfortunately, as you see there, it's year unknown. So not sure when Jay would have done this piece. But I know that the consigners had it for at least some years. So at least a few years old. It's not recent. All right. So from by 16 there, we go now on to directly to by 17. And this, we stick with Marvel. This is Chris Batista and the amazing Dan Panojan. It's from the order number 2, page 2. It is a Defenders page, essentially. And you got the 3 greatest Defenders. No offense to all you Doctor Strange fans. The Silver Surfer, Namor, the Submariner, and the Hulk, wreaking havoc. Well, Silver Surfer is actually disabling missiles that have been launched by a jet. And of course, the Hulk is attacking the army or protecting himself, depending on how you see it, from the army. Actually, it's the UN. Is it still called army when it's the UN? It's these troops from the UN, United Nations. So I don't know what's going on there, but really, really cool. Great. I like the diagonal panels with that feature all 3 characters like that. Really, really neat for Defenders fans or just Silver Surfer fans. And again, this is already 2 decades old. So 20-year-old piece. Really, really nice if you're a fan of these characters or the artists. Okay. Hard customers. Hard, tough crowd there today. But no worries. Let us move on. And again, if anybody watching, whether it's live or on rewind, do not hesitate to throw out offers at me. Do not be shy. Okay. I mean, myself and the consigners, we're always, motivated to try to make deals with everybody. We'd rather put the pieces into new collections. So don't hesitate to ask. All right. So from there, we're gonna go away from Marvel and DC and do my requisite love for cross-gen. This is buy number 18, fellas. It's $2,000. And it is a not commonly found cover to Mystic. It's for issue 13 by the amazing Brandon Peterson and inked beautifully by John Dell. I mean, look at the finer detail, especially on Giselle's costume, on the backside of her costume. Really, really amazing. Look at the hair, right up there with Brian Bolland and George Perez style spaghetti hair, as I like to call it. And it features, Giselle Villard, the main character, protagonist from this series. I know I never so far on my channel have had many cross-gen fans, but Mystic was my second favorite title, actually. Well, tied for second with Ruse. My first one was Sojourn. But really a lot of fun. And like I said, you don't find Mystic covers ever since they come out. I remember back when they first came out around 2004. A handful of them were coming out at that time. And pretty much ever since then, there's been nothing. So obviously you got to be a Mystic fan to want to get something like this. But that's it. I want to give everybody a fair opportunity. Hopefully at some point, cross-gen fans start coming in. All right. So from there, let us move on to back to DC real quick for a lower end piece, but a really nice piece. By Jamal Igle and Juan Castro. And please be aware that this is Castro working over Jamal Igle's pencils in Blue Line. It's from Sensation Comics, 11 by 11, page 17. And it's a really, really cool page. Look at the top. You see Wonder Woman is wearing that traditional, I don't even know what you call it. Is it a dress? But that white dress, I guess you call it, that she often wears. You see her wearing on Themyscira, Paradise Island. And she's on top of a building talking to some guys. And then she leaps off the building. And that's what you see in the bottom half splash. The half splash, she basically somersaults forward and in mid somersault changes into that Wonder Woman costume. And I must say she looks fine in that costume. And I love the build. I just got to give props to Jamal for drawing her because she looks badass. I mean, oftentimes the artists draw her more, sort of thin and not really too muscular. But this is kind of the build I like to see on her. She's still sexy, but muscular. It looks like she gets a good workout on a pretty regular basis. Okay, so if we have no takers on that one, let us move on now to by number 20. And for this, we move back to, well, we stay with DC, but we simultaneously move over to Marvel, kind of. You'll see in a second why. So this is for you 90s Marvel versus DC type fans when they did crossovers. Okay, this is by Pat Olive, and it is from Unlimited Access. Number 3 is page 6. This is not an amalgam page, so I know there's not a lot of interest in those. But I noticed over the last couple of years, there's been a ton of people buying up and bidding up pages of Marvel versus DC, DC versus Marvel, the ones that don't have amalgam. And this is one of those pages from one of the follow-up miniseries. It features the original Green Lantern from the Silver Age, Hal Jordan, against one of the original gold and red of Iron Man versions of the Iron Man costume, with a beautiful, beautiful, gigantic 2/3 panel featuring Green Lantern making a construct of an Iron Man to try to defeat the real Iron Man. So really, really a lot of fun. And as I said, those other pages, the ones from the first Marvel DC crossover series, those have been selling. Panel pages I've seen for like this price with not even the greatest content. I've seen other panel pages with better content for selling for between $2,500 to $4,500. And I'm not talking asking prices. I'm actually saying confirmed sales. And I've seen some splashy images similar to this type of a layout sell for up to $8,000. So everybody's giving a lot of attention to that initial series. But that is just leaving a lot of value on the table for these types of pages from the follow-up series, all access, unlimited access, and so forth. So just a great page. I figured you Marvel DC guys, you crossover type guys would love. So that's what I brought for you. Again, if anybody wants to make an offer, feel free later at rubenthedealer@gmail.com. And in case you guys have not noticed, since there are not too many people grabbing art this evening, the nice thing is that we have reached the point of the halfway point of the show. So that's great because that shows that we're doing really, really good time. So very, very happy about that. And hopefully that'll allow me later on to jump into the chat, which I haven't been in. There's been 87 extra comments posted by you guys since I was last in the chat. So hopefully I'll pop in a little bit later and chat with you guys. But for now, let's just keep it going and hit buy 21. And this one is by Jose Luis Garcia Lopez and Joe Rubenstein. It is a page from Deadman number 6. It's page 8, and it's from the 2002 series. One of the great, to me, I think the greatest draftsman to ever work in comics. And it's got Deadman creeping in 5 out of the 5 panels. I think it's really, really funny because you see him, you get a good shot of him flying in the first panel, and then he starts following those 2 other guys that are walking down the street and really butting his nose into their conversation. It's just really, really funny because, of course, they, don't notice that he's there since he is essentially a dead man and a ghost. So really, really a lot of fun and a nice example with Deadman in every single panel. So if you want an example by Garcia Lopez, then that is a good one to pick, especially since Deadman is, I would say, the character most well associated with him. So there you have it. And let us now move on to, here we go, buy 22. So buy number 22, we're going to move back to Marvel this time. And it is a wonderful 60% splash of Spider-Man. This is by Alex Savick and Don Hudson. It's from Web of Spider-Man number 104, page 16 from 1993. So, oh my God, already 29 years ago. So almost 3 decades. So 30 years ago, guys. And it's got, again, great content, Spidey in every single panel, including, of course, as you see there, a very large half splash panel with all these creepy spooks sneaking up on him, wanting to, I guess, kill him. I don't know who those creepy spooks are, though. And this is those characters at the top. The blonde-haired girl, I forget. That's Moondragon in the 4th panel, but in the 3rd panel, the 2nd and 3rd panel, I forget her name, but she was that girl from those follow-up Infinity. I think the Infinity War was it? Series. Yeah, so it's a crossover to that. Okay, and that's it. Nothing else to say. Throw me offers if you want, gents, later on. Let us move on now to, we're going to stick with Marvel here. And we're going to go to buy 23. And this is $400. It is from the Marvel Universe Master Edition from 1992. That was the one that you put in binders. It's from issue 20, page 4, featuring obviously Baron Blood. And, okay, sorry, I'm being summoned. Sorry, hold on. A lot of comments, and wow, it's so hard to keep up here. Hold on. Give me a second, guys. Okay. Oh, so Nick as claimed, lot 23. That's this one with of Baron Blood. Thank you. I appreciate it, Nick. Thank you. I appreciate that. So good pickup. And excellent. Let me get out of here. Hold on. Out of the comments. And let me get out of this one since it is gone now. Thank you again, Nick. Oh, and for everybody, as always, here, let me put this up. Please join us. And I say us because I'm usually there in the live chat. But this is Nick's show on YouTube. It's his channel, obviously. But his show, The Original Art Experience, is on Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. I know it's tougher for the West Coasters. But it's a really fun show. Typically lasts about an hour and 5 or 10 minutes. And it's dedicated towards trying to grow the hobby, get entry-level collectors to step into the hobby. So it is a sales show. You don't get a ton of art the way I'm doing it, and most claim shows do it. But there's a lot of talking because Nick loves to talk, like me. That's why we're perfect for each other. But yeah, so it's good for entry-level collectors, but also often we'll mix in a lot of high-end art too. Like this past Friday, he had a beautiful complete book to John Romita Jr.'s Amazing Spider-Man number 7, which just came out, featuring the Vulture. So beautiful, beautiful pages in that. And you should check out his show at that link to see the pages, if it's still available, because I don't know if it ended up selling ultimately. But yeah, check out his show Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, guys. It's a lot of fun, and it's a great way to end your week. Okay, so let us jump back out into the showroom, the studio here, and let me jump. Okay, so the next one here we're jumping away from Marvel and DC another time. So this next piece is a cover to a modern cover. It's a piece that's going to well, it's available now, obviously, but the series is just starting to come out. It's by here, let me show you. It is a creator-owned book by Liam Sharp, and the artwork is by Mike Perkins. They're friends, and so Liam got Mike to do a cover for him. And it's really, really beautiful. I haven't, of course, read it myself yet. It's got wicked, crazy characters, though. So I even though I fully admit I'm not a science fiction guy typically, but I love that crazy beast in the back that has all those tendril things coming off of him, and it looks like Hela in the next to him with that huge headrest thing, and that the beautiful headshot of that woman right there, who I'm assuming is probably a main character. And just so you know, that is not ink washed. That is graphite pencil shading on her face. And that guy in the front, you Star Wars fans, remind me. I always forget his name. What's that dude? Like that dude who always goes, young Skywalker. That guy. Palpatine, maybe? Is that Palpatine? I think it's Palpatine. Anyways, yeah, he looks like him. So just really, really cool looking characters. And I believe the first issue is out now, but somebody who keeps up with the weekly comics would know better than me. So that's it, and that's by Mike Perkins, and you can grab that now or anytime later after the show. Okay, I'm getting confirmation from the from the control room that one of you has Paul. Is it Paul? Okay, Paul. Thank you, Paul. Paul has confirmed it's Palpatine. Thank you. We're not all the big Star Wars nerds that some of you guys are. Sorry. And okay, so with that was which one? Buy 24. And so let us move to buy 25 here. And for this, we jump back to Marvel. And for here, we have Tom Rainey. Love Tom Rainey. Always got to sneak in a Tom Rainey piece. That's $650. It's a great page, only 3 panels, including a huge money shot. And as you can see, it features the Juggernaut and Rogue primarily. And here what you're seeing is in the top panel, Juggernaut's kind of manhandling Rogue, and he's trying to tell her that they're perfect for each other. He's fallen in love with her. And he's trying to tell her, yeah, we belong together, so on and so forth. And that's why in the middle money shot panel, it looks like, they're together because he's basically daydreaming, telling her how great they would be if she would just, wisen up and see that he's the man for her. And then, of course, third panel, he just continues manhandling her, or trying to anyways. So I remember, I don't know if it was last year already, but several months back at least, there was another piece from this issue. It sold for, I believe, around the same price. I think it was $650. Also a nice and from the same scene, even if I remember correctly, because I remember it had a nice panel with a massive shot, a really close up of Juggernaut's arm. So yeah, it might be from around this page, really, either before this page or after it. Anyways, interesting. But anyways, there you go. So there you have it. That's the hard sell from me. That is, again, $650, and you can pick that up or make me offers at any time now or after the show for up to 1 week from tonight till next Sunday, the 21st. Okay. Let us now stick with Marvel, and we're going to move on to number 26. So this is by 26. And this is a beautiful, beautiful all Wolverine page. I guess you could call him Weapon X, given the story. It's from What If 5909. This is what if Wolverine had led Alpha Flight. I guess what's happening, if I remember the story right, the X-Men had come to try to take Wolverine away, but then he refuses them, and he ends up leading Alpha Flight. And yeah, look, I mean, it's got Wolverine as Weapon X. They're trying to, because the X-Men come along to try to take him away from the Canadian government. So he's essentially like Weapon X here, and he's got the Weapon X look. It's got claws all over the place. And for Christ's sakes, look, it's Brian Hitch, and it's got, not only does it got claws, it's got a panel that the second panel, he purposely gave a money shot so he can showcase the claws and how beautiful the claws are. And yeah, you got Wolverine in 6 of 7 panels. The cover to this, I believe, sold like in the recent past for big money. I think it was 5 figures, if I remember correctly. Like it should be in any case. But yeah, listen, this is the kind of page, it's already an entire generation has passed since this came out. Pages like this with Wolverine, I strongly urge everybody, buy them now, because compared to the pages that you get only from the Wolverine title or X-Men, let's say Uncanny, or these adjectiveless X-Men that Jim Lee started, I mean, this page, if it came from any one of those 2 titles, it would be $3,500 or $4,500. Literally, that's what it would cost. If it looked exactly like it looks now, what you see here, that's what it would cost. So you save $2, $3, $4 at times simply by looking for great characters and great content, but in different titles that people don't typically pay attention to. And sorry, but the delay is causing me to see things late and hear things late from the control room. Sorry, I'm being told that. Okay, so hey, Scott, hey, how you doing? Good evening, Scott. Good to see you, man. And somebody said it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Scott. Happy birthday. Hey, nice to see you, man. And yeah, so you've claimed sorry, let me be sure. Is it this one, 26? Yeah, 26. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. That's it. So perfect. Let me jump back out of here. Let's mark that down as buy for Scott. Excellent. Okay, and from there, let us jump back into DC for a moment, about a minute or so. And let me give you a cool page on offer. It's by Roger Robinson and James Pascoe. And this one is from Azrael number 40. So it's the second of 2 Azrael pages I'm offering tonight. The first one featured some great Azrael shots. This one, of course, is all about Bane, and it's an early Bane from the first couple years that he was around in the 90s. And it's got Azrael basically walking out the building, and he suddenly runs into Bane, and he's, I guess, gonna have a showdown with him. So it's a really, really great shot of Bane. For those of you who are Bane fans, Batman fans, Azrael fans, just thought it was a really, really nice page. So yes, that's $6.25. And as always, you can either make me an offer later in the show or after by private email at rubenthedealer@gmail.com. Okay. So let me see here. And I had to pop something because I can't, there are too many comments. So but I wanted to pop something. So yeah, Caesar, thanks, man. Yeah, very nice. Oops. And the bane of Batman's existence and Azrael, I guess. All right, let me pop back out and let us move on to. So this is by 28, guys. And we're going back to Marvel here. And this is a beautiful, if this is classic stuff from this creator, let me show you all. So this is Michael Golden with John Beatty. And this is from the NAM number 6. It's page 20. It features Sarge, Mike, and Rob. And the beautiful thing is it also features, it's like a scene straight out of, Platoon or Apocalypse Now or any number of Vietnam-related movies that was coming out back in the 80s. Just gorgeous, gorgeous scene. What you want, for me at least, in a strong page from the NAM is not only the characters you remember, the soldiers, but you also want to get a piece of, at least I do, you want to get a piece of machinery, right? The military machinery. And let's face it, the single most recognizable piece of machinery that's related to the Vietnam War, I think most would agree, is the chopper. And so here we have the scene where these soldiers are trying to put another injured soldier into the medevac. And one of them asks, "Hey, aren't we going to get cover? We need some cover for this." Because, of course, you see in the background explosions going on. And Sarge says, "Yeah, take a look up there." And that's when you see another chopper come in to provide cover for the medevac. So a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful page. Of course, you see there that the ink for the soldiers has the pigment has changed. So it's not actually fading. I would say it's more just the pigment changing from black to purple, as most of you know, happened on a lot of these pages from this series. But I'm thankful that at least the majority of it is still lush black inks. So again, very nice page. Oh, and I guess I should mention the consigner asked me to mention that for this one, time payments again are possible. But again, as I mentioned earlier in the show, you would have to let me know what you're thinking about in terms of payments. How much down you can pay, how much of a down payment, and how much longer it would take you to pay it off. So feel free to do that in the comments if you're interested, or privately by email at rubenthedealer@gmail.com. Okay, and yeah. Let me jump, because we're making good time, so I'm just deciding to jump into the chat here, guys. Yeah, Mickey, exactly. And that's why I said it. I don't know if I said it before you wrote it, but either way, yeah. Marty, exactly. I wish they would put a trade out on it. I'd love to read at least the first 12, the first dozen issues or so. Yeah, that was cool. And damn. And Azrael's like, yeah, it's okay. All right. You guys are getting too quick for me. Sorry. Got to jump out of here. Charlie, don't surf. Nice one, Rick. And let me jump out of here. And that's okay. 28. All right. Let us go now. Continue on to by 29. And we're going to stick with Marvel. And for that, we are going to offer a page from for me, the best absolute art that Ken Stacy ever produced. And I said this in the past, Marvel Fanfare, number 22, 23, the 2-part story. The best stuff he ever did in his career, this and some of the stuff he did for Epic Magazine. Marvel Fanfare, some of you know he did a couple of Iron Man, another 2-parter for Iron Man later on in the series, I think 44 or 45, something like that. But it was more rushed due to, I believe, deadline pressures. His typically thick black recognizable inks. His ink line was much, much thinner in that. And for some reason, he tended to use a lot of not very attractive pinks. You can get pages from that Iron Man story for typically 300, 350. But the best stuff, the stuff that sells for a lot more money, because it's the best stuff he's done, is from this issue, the 22 and 23. And it's got great issues. It's two like a vertical half splash, if you will, and great villains galore, right? One Thor villain, if you want, with the gray gargoyle, plus I would say, I guess you can call it half of Spidey's foes, the Sinister Six, if you will. So yeah, very beautiful page. And I have to mention, because even though you see it, I know you can see it because the scan is really good, it's really clear. I have to mention that Ken Stacy's work from the 80s and the 70s, even, because I've seen a lot of the 70s stuff too in person. It is phenomenal. The ink is literally as fresh, and I should say not ink, the paint, right? The paint is as fresh as it was the day it was painted. It's absolutely beautiful. What you see on the right-hand side, that's the published page. It looks terrible, but the originals look fantastic, and I'm sorry for the delay. I've been told to come in to the let me see here. God, there's so many comments. Sorry guys, please be patient with me. There's so many comments on it, so I got to start going backwards. Okay, so I see there we go. Sorry guys. So I see that Nick made an offer, and it was a solid offer of $1,200. But right after that, Comic Art Boston came in and just claimed it. So sorry, Nick. I appreciate that. But Comic Art Boston gets to purchase it. So thank you, Comic Art Boston, and thank you, Nick, as well. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. Okay, that's a great buy, great page. So yeah, great, one of the best Stacy pieces ever, from one of the greatest issues ever. So let us, with that, pop out of here. Okay, and let us move into the 30s. And this is going to be buy number 30. And this is moving back to DC, back into the 70s. This is 1979. And this is for those of you, oh my God, guys, all you first appearance freaks. Look at that. It's the first appearance of Joyce Anson, everybody. Who? Joyce Anson. Who? Exactly. All right. So in all seriousness, you should buy this, but not because it's the first appearance of Joyce Anson, rather because Joyce Anson is beautiful. And first of all, it's a lovely, lovely example of good girl art in that money shot panel, in the second to last panel at the bottom there. That is Joyce Anson herself in her first and only appearance. So that makes it more rare. And of course, it's also a fun piece because it features the 7th appearance of Madame Xanadu. So an early appearance of Madame Xanadu. And again, all you speculator types, it's not for me, but I know a lot of you guys are these days. And you speculator types, I keep hearing that, well, some of you in the chat would know a lot more of this than I do. But some of you know that there's constant chat that there could at some point be a project in the DC universe, in the films or television, involving the Justice League Dark, of which Madame Xanadu is a member. And if that happens, well, of course, this page will be $1,550, not $550. There you go. But again, that's not why you should buy it. You should buy it simply because it's a 70s page. It's fun, nice art by Romeo Tangal as a penciler, a rare piece of him as a penciler, and because it's got a nice, beautiful image of good girl art, Joyce Anson in her first appearance. I'm being told to jump in for a let me see. Any more first appearance? Okay, Stanley. Any more first appearance pages? I don't remember. but thanks for the question. Okay. Let me see. Look at this. Joyce DeWitt would have sold it. Yeah, man. And I love Joyce DeWitt. Oh, that's by the way, my favorite, Marcus, my favorite sitcom of all time. My favorite sitcom of all time. Yes. Okay. Rejoice. It's Joyce. And exactly, CJ, come and knock on our door. That's funny. And they already did a Xanadu movie. Holy crap! Seriously? Hold on, let me get out of here and let me jump in with you guys again. Xanadu? Oh, Xanadu! You mean Olivia Newton-John? You're talking about? Because it ain't. Yeah, I don't think it's any DC Xanadu. And rest in peace, Olivia Newton-John. But here, what's Ricky saying? Ricky. Yeah, my name's Ricky. I steal bases for a living. Madame Xanadu was in the CW something. Oh, right. I saw that series. And by the way, I really loved it. What do you think, Rick? I love that series. I was disappointed that it was too expensive for them to continue it, but I really, really enjoyed it. And yeah, Madame Xanadu was in it, but yeah, it doesn't really look like her. And yeah, most people don't really care unless it's in a movie, for whatever reason. But let me see. Paul Pappas, Jennifer Aniston is appearing as Joyce Anson. Nice. It just doubled in price, everybody. It just doubled in price. Exactly. Olivia Newton-John. Thank you. Exactly. That's what I figured. There we go. Okay. Thank you, guys. All right. Thank you for being patient with me on that, guys, everyone. Thank you. Because we're making really, really great time. So I figured we could afford to banter a little bit since I haven't had a much of a chance to do so up until now. And let us move now over back into the art. And so we are going to be starting. We're 3/4 of the way, everybody. In case you haven't noticed the numbering, we are starting by showing the next piece is going to be number 31. That means we're in the last 25% of the offerings. And this next piece is a gorgeous, gorgeous cover. Again, for you speculators waiting on this guy to appear in a Marvel movie. But seriously, you should buy it because it's beautiful. So this is a phenomenal, truly outstanding piece of work by Clayton Henry, pencils and inks, of Nova from Marvel Adventures Superheroes, Nova number 4. Look, it's already, 12 years old. Look, a lot of people will see Nova covers just for a point of comparison, okay? Not to say anything good or bad, but in the most recent, I think it was the Comic Link auction, there was a Nova cover. I think it was a David Williams cover. It was cute. It falls into that category of cute, really cutesy. So it was cute and fun. But for most people, not the type of content most Nova fans would want on a prototypical Nova cover. It basically had Nova walking along the sidewalk in a suburban neighborhood with other kids in costume because they're going trick-or-treating. So that one sold for around $1,200 or so. And most people who want a typical sort of prototypical cover of Nova, yeah, flying out of outer space with outer space background is typically what people would love. And most of the time, you will, if you find those types of covers, they're kind of just posing in outer space. They're flying, right? But it looks like a pose. I love the fact that this has him in motion. You can see the motion with all the fire burning. It's sort of like it reminds me of the space shuttles when it's blasting off into space. So really, really excellent looking art. And just a great Nova piece. So anybody interested in a Nova cover, make me an offer if you so wish. Otherwise, we are going to move on to the next piece, which is sticking with Marvel. And we are going here over to Web of Spider-Man number 15, an early issue. It's page 18. It's a half splash of Spidey kicking the crap out of Chance. And it is, again, for you first appearance mongers, it is the first appearance of Chance. And personally, the best part about the art in this issue to me is the fact that Kyle Baker inked it. Love Kyle Baker inks from this time period when he first broke into Marvel as an inker. Fantastic. And yeah, you get, if you know, for those of you who care about first appearances and speculating on first appearances, yeah, first chance and great images of him in the top tier of panels, and a very Gil Kane-ish image of him in the bottom. So really, really nice page, but don't get it for the first appearance. Get it because if you're going to get it because you like Spider-Man and Spider-Man kicking the crap out of the bad guys. Okay. And now let us move on. Let me come back to you here. Oh, sorry. I just got out of the chat and let me jump back in. I'm being told to jump back in. Oh, okay. Paul. Hey, Paul. So 32, of which I believe is the one we just showed, right? The Kyle Baker inked piece. Yes. Of course, Paul. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I'd be happy to put that in your collection, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, great piece for you, man. I know you're the Spidey guy for me, so although Scott is also a Spidey guy, but I'm happy to see you take this. Excellent. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You're very welcome. I wish I could hear you instead of just see your voice, but I do appreciate that. And here, let me show a couple of these since we have time. Nice grab. All right. Excellent. And another one. All right. All right. And let me take a moment just to say, if you want to see more shows like this, and by that I mean not only sales shows, but any of the other type of shows that I've been doing over the last couple of months, like comic art roundtables, show and tells, show and sells, one-on-ones, which I have one coming up soon, shows with artists, creators, which I have another one of, my first one coming soon, which I'll mention later on. Yeah, please encourage me by subscribing if you haven't done so already, and giving a thumbs up to the video if you don't mind. I would appreciate that. We're at, I believe, 286 subscribers now, so only 14 more away from getting to that first initial goal of 300 that I've been aiming for. So hopefully at some point later this week or throughout the week, we can hit that 300 level. That'd be really fun. Okay, so let us move this real quick back in here. Okay, everybody's just congratulating Paul. All right, so let me get out of the chat and back into the artwork. And with that, what do we got here? So that was number by 32. So let us move now to by 33. And for that, it is a phenomenal piece of Wonder Woman art from the great run by Deodato Taumaturgo Borges Filho. Well, I can call him that because we're on a first, second, third, and fourth name basis. You guys can continue to call him Mike. But this is a phenomenal page, full-blown action of that is Wonder Woman, and she is scrapping it out against these scary, freaky, scary bat creatures. Okay, because at this point in time in the series, she does not have Wonder Woman's power, and she has to fight it out with other Amazons to see who's going to become the next Wonder Woman. And as another point of interest, just so you guys know, because you can't tell at this size, but the line art, the line work, the finishing, right, the rendering to be specific on the bat creatures, only the bat creatures though, it's done in very much in Neil Adams's style from that same time period. The reason being because around that time period, Neil Adams was working on a bat creature called Valeria the She-Bat. Okay. And of course, he's also well known for doing, some work on the 70s Batman with Man-Bat. But also, some of you may not know, Mike Deodato did do some work for Neil Adams at Continuity Comics back in that era. So there you go. And I'm told that I should be jumping in, and I'm seeing congratulations everywhere. Let me try to scroll up, not too quickly. So I see. Hold on. Okay, I see Jeffrey C has purchased this one. Thank you, Jeffrey C. It's a beautiful page. Really, really happy for you here on this one. It's gorgeous. And may I just say, by the way, she is really beautiful in this. And I have to say, yes, I wouldn't, over the long run, I would rather Wonder Woman be in a Wonder Woman costume, but she looks really, really nice in this outfit. Yeah. So really great buy. Thank you, Jeffrey. I appreciate it. And here, let me show this for everybody else's sake that Nick came in second. Sorry, that's the second time it happened to you tonight, Nick. Maybe third time's the charm. Who knows? We'll see. But thank you for trying. I appreciate it. And Jeffrey, I'll let you know later if you don't already know. How to reach me and how to take care of the purchase. Okay. Okay. So let me move down here. And it's all good. Yeah, I know. But still, I always feel bad. I wish I could get both of you the page, right? So. But I appreciate it, and thanks for the constant cheerleading. I appreciate that, Nick. Thanks very much. Appreciate it, bud. You're welcome, Jeffrey. I appreciate it. Thank you. And okay, so, and Mr. Easy Go Lucky, thank you, sir. Always appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right, so back in here, let us move from this great artist. We're going to stick with Marvel. And for this one, we're going to a legend, okay? One of my all-time favorites. It is a piece by the legendary Bill Sienkiewicz. It is from the New Mutants. It is New Mutants number 28, page 19. It features Legion, Douglas Ramsey, Danny Moonstar, and Professor Xavier. I love the storytelling here, guys. The panel layouts, the way he leads the eye across that top tier and starts to tilt the panel downward as he gets to the right edge, and then continues that by throwing in that single line motion of David that happens to be one of Legion's many multiple personalities, slashing or stabbing with the knife. And then that leads you sort of backwards. You start going across Douglas Ramsey's body, which leads you to the image of Legion strapped to the table, and Ramsey's foot leads you, since it three-dimensionally leads you down to that the third tier of panels, which of course then leads across as he uses his powers to blast Ramsey away from him. Which then leads you down to that final panel. Just beautiful, beautiful storytelling. What can I say? Oh, and I wanted to mention, and again, like I did earlier, simply because, like I did with the Khazar, because it's a recent happening. Just as a point for comparison for you guys. Okay, so I'm asking, or the consignor is asking $8,500 for this one. As a point for comparison, the most recent sale, which we could find, let me show you here. Oops, sorry. Is this one. This one features Magma, and I like Magma, but I prefer to see the characters, the members of the team of the New Mutants team, when they're wearing their original X-Men costumes. So that's just my preference. So I think our page that we're offering tonight is stronger. And that's it. So just wanted to give you an idea as to a comp, so you can judge for yourselves, which, whether the one that we're offering tonight is worth the price being asked. And that's it. So really, really beautiful. And there you go. Oh, and on this one, just to let you guys know, that's also a piece that if anybody's interested, contact me either in the chat or later by email. You can ask me. We might be able to work out a time payment plan on it. Okay. And let me quickly jump here. And Alberto, ¿cómo estás? Good to see you, man. And Chris Daly, how you doing, Chris? Amazing patron Munes. I think so. CJ, love panel 3. Nice one. What up? David Ascani son in the house. And what do you say, Jeffrey? I wouldn't be surprised if shared artwork like that actually became a thing eventually. They're already doing selling shares of big comics, I've heard. Oh, you mean 2 people buying it, that kind of thing? Yeah, that's actually, it's happened with art as well. Thank you so much, Nick. Appreciate you all. And I thank you all for watching and for sticking around throughout the whole show. Really, really appreciate you guys. It means a lot to me. Honestly, thank you so much. Okay, so let me jump out of the chat again and let us move on to I'm a little sad that Ronald Shepard, that you seem to be not here tonight. But I'll reach out to you. And you, who knows, maybe you'll reach out to me after you watch this on Rewind. But here's another piece, guys, that is for those of you out there who only collect or primarily collect lower end art in the 1 to 300 range, but would like to start getting pieces in that price range, but from bigger name artists. And that's what I brought a couple of these types of pieces for. And let me show you guys what I'm talking about here. So this one, it's $250. It is a prelim for the bottom 2 panels of the second page of the Excalibur Mojo Mayhem one-shot, that the Prestige format issue from 1989. And just so you guys know, the as you can see there, the paper measures 11 by 8.25. But because it's 11 inches wide, which is just as wide as a regular standard published bristle board, the size of the panels are essentially the same size as the panels would be on a regular on the published pencil and ink piece. I'm being told to jump in. Let me see. Okay, so Lee Harmon, I see a mistake claim. And hold on, I see. Did Ruben's feed get blurry for anyone else? Okay, let me know if anybody else did. Not that there's anything I can do for it if it happened. I hope not, though. But I heard somebody told me that in my last week's episode, the art of Raymond Johnson, the vintage paperbacks episode, right in the end, in the last 2 minutes, it didn't happen to me on screen, but when I rewatched it on Rewind, I noticed that for like a minute or 2, I suddenly became really blurry. So hopefully you're not all experiencing that. But okay, so to get back here, so Lee made the mistake, and then but Nick came in right behind him and bought lot 35. Okay, excellent, good purchase. Mark Levy, yeah, very, very soon coming up, Mark. Anything else I got to attend to? Not blurry for me, says Paul. Okay, well, hopefully not for anybody. Okay, so you logged out and like, okay, took care. Okay, good. Hopefully it's some weird glitch from YouTube's end. All right, so let me move back out and let us move on to number 36. And for that, we have a killer Silver Surfer page. This is from 139. It's page 8, and it features Silver Surfer all over the place in 5 out of 6 panels, including, as I always try to do, a great money shot in the middle of the top tier. And he's fighting the gargoyle from the Defenders. Try not to look at the right-hand side colors, because those pink puke colors are just not very attractive. But guys, man, they're like high-quality content. Silver Surfer pages have been going nuts from any artist. I mean, I've seen Tom Morgan pages selling for $3,500, $3,600, $3,700. Grindberg pages selling for astronomical amounts. So it was hard to figure out where to put this. I had to ask the opinions of some Silver Surfer guys. And just by talking with them, we just kind of came to this, and this is how we came to it. But that's it. It seems like compared to the prices at every great Silver Surfer page that seems to sell out there. It seems this is a fair price to me. And really beautiful, great action. Like I said, fighting it out with the gargoyle seems like a good buy to me. So, yeah, color of vomit, CJ. Exactly. Buy 36 at 16. It's yours, Paul. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Goodbye. And no, I don't mean bye-bye. It's just a good purchase. And okay, excellent. So thank you. And let us move on now out here from the chat back into here. And for the final 4 pieces, we have, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. We've got some more Marvel, everybody. And for this next one, by 37, we have Oye, ¿cómo va? Alberto, Capitán America. Dan Jurgens, Bob Layton, Captain America, number 515. Yes, I like to say number 515 because I just prefer the old numbering, and I hate so much that Marvel canceled all those original 60s titles and restarted them. It's been a mess ever since. But beautiful, iconic styled Captain America cover. Not only an iconic standing there posing type image, with which so many collectors like, but artistically, aesthetically speaking, the fact that he did it against the black background so that the body blends into the background, yet you can still see and feel the outline of his body. It's fantastic. The issue is one in which they honor him and the Avengers. They honor Bucky's the sacrifice that Bucky made when he died, basically. And so that's really nice. And of course, we all know Bucky ultimately became the ultimate, not the ultimate soldier or the ultimate warrior for you wrestling fans. I'm blanking here. Winter Soldier. Thank you. Winter Soldier. Yeah, so really good cover. Great cover, I would say, honestly. And I'm told to jump back in here. Okay, so my first thing that I see is, Alberto, I sold it for a lot less than this. Oh, sorry, dude. Sorry to hear that. Well, but we've all done that. I think most of us have done that. I see. Okay, so you bought it. I see. Oh my God. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm super glad to get you a cat piece back into your collection again, especially one that, of course, you once used to own. But like I said, I know it feels bad. It feels tough now. Here, let me come back to you guys. It just feels weird to talk to a screen with an image on it like that. But look, who hasn't been there, right? We've all at some point or another sold stuff. And not all of us, but a lot of us have also been there where you've been, Alberto, where you sell something and then years later you're kind of like regretting it. And then you think, oh shit, it's up for grabs again. Of course, it's going to cost you a lot more, but it means something to you. And so we grab it, right? We're like, oh, whatever. You swallow your pride, whatever. You did what you did years ago. And that's it. Now you correct a wrong that you once did, so to speak, Okay. So again, thank you. It's a very nice piece. So I'm glad it's back into your collection, man. So let me just quickly jump in here. And the first thing I noticed when I jump into the chat is, oh, where did it go? Jesus, it's moving fast, man. Hold on. Jesus, I just saw, oh, Caesar. Yeah, Ultimate Warrior. Yeah, I confess I am not a pro wrestling fan myself, but I certainly know the names of a lot of them. How can't you, right? And yes, exactly. That's what happened, Mr. Red Jack. That's what happened, exactly. And what do we have here? A few congrats. My wife laughing probably at me for my senior moment. Marcus says, did it have a Stanley Sig before? I guess somebody can answer that. And Alberto, it didn't. I got to say, guys, so many of these pieces that we've seen, with the Stan signature, I believe that one guy must have gone, and he was a huge collector, must have just gone and done it, because they all seem to come out at the same time, right? Like a whole ton of not just covers, but just pages in general started to come out all at the same time at auction, all signed by Stan Lee. And the signature was exactly pretty much the same. So it felt like they were all signed at around the same time. I got to wonder if it was one really big time collector that just did it all. And then this past year decided to sell it all off. I don't know. But yeah, okay. So let us move on here. And what do we got here? Congrats. And thank you very much. Thanks in large part to you, Nick. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for hitting the thumbs up. I really appreciate you all. Please, for those of you who haven't subscribed yet, just hit subscribe. Do me that favor. I want to try to get to 300 this week if I can. We're at 286, I think, now. And hit the thumbs up again if you don't mind. I really, really appreciate you guys more than you know. And there you go. Okay. So let me move out and show the last few pieces. I believe we're at the last 3 pieces. So I don't want to piss off Mark Levy. And by the way, Mark, I always catch myself with these things. Let me know, because I know people that have your name sometimes are Levy, but sometimes they're Levy. Let me know if it's Levy or Levy, Mark. I want to know, because I've known you for like over 2 decades, and it's pathetic that I know that already. So yeah. All right. So let me jump out and go to the artwork. And all right. So we are in the last 3 pieces, everybody. Thanks to all of you for having tuned in and stuck around. And I really, really appreciate it. We are now on buy number 38. And buy 38 here is a beautiful page of Thor and Hercules by the legendary John Buscema, inked by the legendary Dick Giordano from Thor 231. It's page 2 of the story. People love Thor and Hercules team-ups. And I think it's that brotherhood camaraderie. I love it. A lot of people love it. And look, it's got literally both Thor and Hercules in all of 5 panels out of the 6 that are there. As a point of comparison, I do not have visuals for you. I'm just going off the top of my head. I do remember sometime maybe 8 or 9 months ago, like it was right at the beginning of the year, late last year or early this year, there was a page from this issue that had, I would say, for most people, particularly if you are more interested in the Thor images, that page would have been stronger than this one, because it had 2 panels in which the Thor images is more, more like a cool pose, if you will. And that had sold for, I believe, $3,800. So about $1,000 more than this page. Though, of course, that was 8-9 months ago. That would probably sell closer to 43, 44, 45 now. Yeah. And so that's it. So I think that I figured for just under 3,000 for this one, or potentially less. If you guys want to make an offer, I'm willing to consider it. Yeah, we think this is a really good buy. And again, just want to say for here, those of you, let me get out of this. And for those of you who are watching this on Rewind, you can still buy pages that did not sell here today. And there's a lot of them that did not sell. For up to a week from tonight, from the live show. So it depends on when you're watching it on Rewind. To be more specific, it is until Sunday, August 21st, okay, that you have. So if you're watching this and you've come across anything, including this piece, that you feel you want to buy, pause the video right now and email me at that email you see right there on the screen, Rubén DaCollector@gmail.com, and ask me if I still have it available. And if I do, I'll gladly make a deal with you. All right. So let me get that off the screen. And let me quickly jump back in here. What does Jeffrey C have to say? I'd always liked the Thor helmet that had the wings on it. It looks cheesy by modern standards, but I was always partial to it. I think most of us love it, but it could be kind of cheesy. I don't know. I don't think it looks cheesy. I think the idea of it is cheesy. You know, like before the design was made, if somebody had told you, yeah, we're gonna, draw him with these wings coming off this metal helmet, then I think you would have been like, yeah, weird. It was kind of cheesy, but I think it works. It always worked. And let me quickly jump here and say, Alberto says, Rubén the collector, Rubén the dealer, you are confusing. So I just want to say that, Alberto, the reason I did that, so all of you know, in case you all, I know some of you are probably wondering and just don't bother to ask. Okay. So a little over a year ago, when I did my first sale, my first art sale, okay, June 26th, I think it was, 2021 on YouTube. It was the one and only piece of content I did on YouTube for like over a year. So Alberto, what happened was when you open a channel on YouTube, you have to kind of split your YouTube membership into two. So you open your channel, and that's your channel, but you also have to have your regular identity, page, if you will, on YouTube. And therefore, they want you to use a separate email for the YouTube channel. And so I figured, since the reason I opened the channel for that sale was for a sale, I figured, okay, since I usually am Rubén the collector, I figured when I'm selling art, I'll use Rubén the dealer because I'm dealing art. And there you go. That's the story. And I'm sticking to it. And I'm not confusing anymore because I just explained it. And video got gone off the rails. Yeah, exactly. All right, guys. A couple of more pieces here. And you can all run to do whatever it is else that you want to do. Okay, so let me jump out of here, out of the chat, and let me get to the second to last piece, everyone. So for this one, I want to say, before I show it, so I've just read this series and really enjoyed it. Okay, but I don't know if anybody else knows this. Somebody told me very recently, that this artist, one of the hottest artists going today, in the last several years, has offered up somewhere in the neighborhood of over 1,500 pieces of art, which that is not the shocking thing. The shocking thing is that I've been told that every single piece has sold. Literally none is left unsold. So I don't know how much truth there is to that. Not that I doubt the person who told me. I think it's just, it sounds so incredulous. Is that even possible? But I guess it's possible. But he is one of the artists under Felix Liu's umbrella, though. So I guess that is possible. So here we go. Let me show this. I love this series. Really enjoyed it. It is Daniel Warren Johnson, and it is a key moment, guys. For those of you who haven't read the series, it's a key moment in the series. And this is where, because in the first issue, you got the main guy who owns a trucking company where they transport really dangerous or secretive contents. And that guy's name's Robert Ward. And he has like a really, really good friend who works for the company, name's Trace Morales. All right. And at a certain point in the story, Trace gets shot in the head because he finds out, he takes a peek at the contents of what was being transported, and his best buddy, Robert Ward, shoots him in the head. We think kills him. But then here we fast forward 2 years into the future in the second issue. And then here in the second issue, this is the moment at which, right near the end of the issue, Robert Ward, the guy who did the shooting, realizes that one of his drivers is driving right into an ambush, the ambush set up by his former buddy, Trace Morales, who's, I guess, going to get ready to get his revenge on him. And that's it. So there you go. That's Daniel Warren Johnson, and from Ghost Fleet, written by Donny Cates. Really fun series. I was glad to read it. And only the second thing I've read by Daniel Warren Johnson. So let me get out of here. Let me jump in the chat. Yeah, supposedly molten hot, exactly. And no Joyce here. Yeah. So anyways, look, so if that claim that somebody told me is true, then we should keep it going, and somebody should buy that Daniel Warren Johnson page. And anybody wanting to feel free to make an offer. Go ahead and do so now, or pause the video if you're watching on rewind and email me, and we'll work out some kind of a deal. Otherwise, I'm going to take this and I will research if I can find proof that over 1,500 pages of this guy's art have sold in the last several years, and if indeed all of them have ever sold. And if so, I'm going to take this and I'm going to jack the price up to 1,000 for that reason alone. Okay, so that's it, and let us go. We have one left. Oh, I'm getting summoned into the chat. Sorry, everyone. Let me jump back into the chat. God, there's so many. I see a claim. Oh, okay. A misspelled claim by Scott Wingo. Hey, Scott. Thank you, sir. Perfect. Thank you again. I appreciate it. Yeah, if this guy's so hot, why would it take so long for this guy's art to sell? A key moment in that series for a half splash for only $500. I don't know. Maybe some of you friends of mine who know more about Daniel Warren Johnson could later explain it to me through email. We'll have a chat and you can tell me why that didn't fly like that. But anyways, I'm happy someone got it. Thanks. Appreciate you, Scott. And I'll put that with the other one. And of course, unlike a lot of you eBay sellers out there, we do real combined shipping. Combined shipping means you win multiple items and you pay the one same amount that you would have to pay for the one item. You don't charge the one amount and then charge the person $5 extra for each and every other page that they win. You don't do that. That's not combined shipping. That's called scam. All right. Anyways, all right. So with that little rant over, let me thank you again, Scott. I really appreciate it. And let me jump out of the chat and go back into where I've got the images. And so for the final image of the evening, everyone, thank you once again for everybody for sticking around. And stick around after this final piece is shown, just so I can show you what I have coming up in the next 3 weeks. All right. So the final image, we end with another piece by this gentleman. There we go. And this is by number 40. It is $3,000. It is from XMen Elsewhere, number 11, an earlier issue, page 9. Classic Byrne solo Wolverine in full costume. That's very, very important, fellas. Full costume, including the headgear. Wolverine in every single panel out of the 5 panels. And here's what I want to tell you guys something, okay? I want to tell you guys something about this art. So here, if you want to get John Byrne Wolverine, first of all, your choices are, well, for most of us cannot afford pages from the original Uncanny run by Claremont Byrne. All right. So that's out the window. So your choices are getting pages that Byrne did breakdowns on with Klaus inks. Those don't really look as nice because it's just 2 completely separate styles, plus only breakdowns rather than pencils by Byrne. And those are still getting very expensive. So ultimately, what you're left with, if you want Byrne Wolverine, is either pieces that he did as specialty pieces, so commissions, if you will. And he's done multiple Wolverine commissions, all of which now actually sell for $3,000 to $4,000. So your only other choice aside from that is to get stuff from XMen Elsewhere, which, for those of you who don't know, let me just give a little background on this. XMen Elsewhere is a series. Yes, I say series because it's a series, even though it's not being published, believe it or not. It's up to somewhere like issue 33 or 34, somewhere there right now. It's a series that John Byrne has been drawing himself, writing and drawing. And he is doing it because he enjoys it. Now, admittedly, he initially did it with the intent of hoping to sell the idea to Marvel. He did have discussions with Marvel, and it didn't pan out. Right? They couldn't come to an agreement, and so it's currently unpublished. But he continues. Yes, I'm back in the chat. Thank you, Nick. And thank you for that, Mr. Redjack. I really do appreciate it. I'm jumping back here. I'm going backwards, trying to look at some more comments. But yeah, guys, I just want to point out that he continues to draw this, right? He continues to draw this series. And here's the thing, and let me come back to you for a second. He continues to draw the series. And I'm not saying you should buy it for this reason. You shouldn't, because it falls into the category of speculation again. And again, if you're a speculator, you should buy it for this reason. But just because they couldn't come to an agreement to publish it already, it doesn't mean that at some point somebody at Marvel in charge of deciding these things doesn't come in. Somebody new comes in and isn't able to finagle some kind of a deal with John Byrne, and they end up actually publishing it. If that does happen, the greatest pieces from this series, which would be, pages with either the full team or Wolverine solo pages all over the page, like this one, the best pages, they would fly to like 8, 9, 10 grand overnight. So again, not why the primary reason you should buy it, but it's certainly an extra little added incentive. But primarily just if you want Byrne, Wolverine, your only comparable other choice would be the commissions, specialty pieces. And if you're going to take something that's unpublished, personally, I think a better buy is a panel page from an ongoing series, which may get published at some point. But that's my pitch to you guys. I actually was going to buy it. I may still buy it from the consignor. It was offered to me several months ago. The only reason I didn't buy it and still haven't bought it, so and I'm not a bullshitter. The only reason is because months ago when it was offered to me, I had and still have a deal to potentially buy Tom Grummett art in the works. The deal is taking a long time. I'm patiently waiting with the patience of a saint for something more to happen. But until more happens, I don't know what art will be there. And I do not know how much it may cost me. That's the only reason I'm not buying this yet. But anyway, so that's my pitch to you. You should buy it. I'm surprised that somebody doesn't want that, but I'm told, sorry, that while I was talking, somebody may want it. So let me jump back in. I'm sorry. So I have an offer. Sorry, I'm being told I have 2 offers. So okay, Irwin, tell me what the first person offered, because I can't find it. Okay, so hold on. So sorry, guys. Bear with me here. So I'm told that Marcus, you made an offer on Kazar. Let me hold on. I don't know how long ago. Do you see what time, honey? Because the timestamps are on the comments. I don't know. Oh, you don't see that? Oh, okay. That's only me. That sucks. Okay, so what is the offer? He offered $575. The original price was $675. You said $575. Oh. Hold on. I found an offer here from Marcus, but it's not saying what it is. I just see offer. So number buy 14, 575. So tell me. So let me look down real quick. Okay, so that's the Kazar. That's what you're talking about, Irwin. That's the Kazar page. Yes, of course, Marcus. I'll do that for you. Of course, you can have that. Sure. Thank you very much, my friend. Thank you. I appreciate that. So let's mark that down at 575. All right. And that's for Marcus Way. And let me now go down. Hold on. Let me try to find that. Is that Comic Art Boston you're trying to tell me about? So, buy 40. Is that the one? Okay. And Comic Art Boston offers me for the last one. So this is the Wolverine page. Although I see Nick getting some confusing message in there about 1800. But so Comic Art Boston, if this is indeed the correct offer, then yes, I can do the 2800. and sadly will not have the chance to be the guy to buy it after I figure out what was going on with that long-running Tom Grummett deal. Ugh. Okay, you cost me a Byrne Wolverine page that I wanted, Mr. I'm not going to say your name. But okay, so yeah, thank you, Comic Art Boston, appreciate it. Oh, and hell, these nudie people found me now. Wow. Okay, that's interesting. Let me see. Oh, I can quickly put a block on them. Nice, that's awesome. All right, catch you next time, nudie guys. All right, so that's it. Oh, how come I see another one? Okay, it was blocked. Okay, excellent. All right, so guys, so thank you very much. Before you go, let me post really quickly the reminder here for if you bought anything, please. Oh, and I gotta get. Sorry, hold on. Let me get Comic Art Boston. You there we go. Let me get this off again. Thank you. And yeah, so if you claimed art tonight, please email me as usual at rubenthedealer@gmail.com with the buy number, the title of the artwork, of course, and your shipping address and phone number. Those of you who have already been buying from me, of course, you don't have to give me the address and phone number. I already have it, so that's fine. But just give me the buy number and the title of the art. Let me let you guys know real quick what's coming up in the next few weeks. So next week, we're going to have another fun show. It's Comic Art, the third edition of Comic Art Roundtable. It's called The Episode About Nothing. I guess you'll find out. We'll tell you what that means next week. I got 3 great, fun guests with me. And for those of you who tuned in to the last roundtable, roundtable number 2, you'll know that was a really, really fun time. Lot of fun. And I know that we're going to have as much fun this time again as well. Pay attention very closely to the second thing. So 2 weeks from now, I guess technically 13 days, my next show will be on location. I will be doing it on Saturday night, and I apologize to those of you who can't make it live on Saturdays. The reason is because I'm going to be on location. I'll be away for about 5 days with my family. We're going to go visit my good friend, our good friend, Jeff Singh, a fellow collector as well. And we'll be visiting with him and his family. And since I'd be there through the weekend, typically I will be coming back on the Sunday. But I don't want to have to drive. So I'll be driving 6 hours back home. And I just didn't want the stress of knowing that after getting home that I'd have to put a show on later, a few hours later. So I decided that by putting it on Saturday, it also allowed me to actually do a show with Jeff. Jeff agreed to come on with me, and we'll just fool around. We don't know how the setup's going to work because he doesn't have a lot of space for 2 people to sit side by side. But whatever, we're going to wing it, and we're going to hopefully have some fun with you guys. For those of you who can still make it on a Saturday night, same time though, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And of course, last but not least, 3 weeks from now on Sunday, September 4th, we will be I'm going to be doing a show with my friend, Mike Perkins. It is going to be a live art drop. It's a combination art drop for the final issue. All the art for Swamp Thing, number 16, and a combination art drop and Q&A with Mike. And just to be clear, Mike will be there. He will be there with me, not only for the Q&A. And by the way, for Q&A, I want you guys to show up and you guys to ask questions. That's really what the Q&A, that's why it's more of a Q&A rather than a chat. But it will be, it'll end up being something of a chat anyhow. But I really want you guys, especially those of you who either have read the series and have bought some of the artwork, please throw whatever questions you want at Mike. He really wants to hear from you guys. This is your chance. But just so you know, Mike will also stick around for the full 2 hours. So he will be there live with me while we do the art drop for all of the artwork on the issue. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So please tune into that. as I said, next week, the episode about nothing. And that's it. That's it. Thank you to, oh, hold on. I'm being summoned again to go back into the comments. Sorry. What do you got for me, Irwin?
What's your best price
Oh God. Okay. Marcus, you're I can't see your comment, but you guys are all confusing my poor daughter. She doesn't know none of the inside jokes and all that stuff. So what's my best price? Yeah, I don't know. Are you sure that he's not actually asking about a particular piece of art though?
I have no clue. That's after you put up your schedule.
Let me see. Great show. Thank you so much. Thank you very much to everybody who showed up and claimed, and those of you who didn't claim and just hung out to watch. Thank Chris. I appreciate it, man. Thanks, Mickey. I appreciate it. Oh, guys. Thank you, Mickey. Yes. Thank you for reminding me too. Everybody, tune in tomorrow to Dueling Collectors. They are not dealers. They are collectors. Tune in tomorrow on Comic Art Live when you're going to see Mickey and my buddy DJ. Both of them are going head to head, and they're going to be dueling collectors. Let me tell you guys something, why you should tune in. And you probably tune in anyways, but you really should tune in because neither Mickey nor DJ are typically sellers of original art. These guys never sell artwork. Okay. So I'm really, really, really curious as to what these two guys are coming with. So I got a feeling there's going to be some good stuff to claim there, guys. So everybody, please, tomorrow, Comic Art Live. It's a battle between Mickey and DJ, and supposedly they're bringing 25 pieces each, something like that. So yeah, it's gonna be friggin' amazing. So don't forget to check that out, guys. Most of you are already watchers of that channel anyway, so most of you know. But for those who didn't know, check it out. It's gonna be amazing. Samuel Rojas, you're firm on 80-100. No, as I make me an offer, dude. I mean, make me an offer. Like I said, I'm always open to listening to offers. I've been saying it all show long. I think you might have come in late though. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Nick. Marty, thank you very, very much. And let me see, any questions? I see there's somebody's telling me there's a question. Okay. Ask about number 20. Sorry, everyone. A lot of confusion here tonight. Okay, so now I finally see the what's your best price, Rubén. So I'm assuming that's a joke. But clear it up, Marcus, if you can, please. Because then I spoke, and then you said okay here. And now you're saying, okay, I'll ask about number 20. So number 20. You're asking what are you asking about number 20, Marcus? And again, Samuel, let me know. If you don't have to do, and if by the way, if you're more private, Samuel, email me and ask me. That's cool too. We could talk about it by email. Thanks, Bob. Appreciate it, bud. And excellent, Mickey. I look forward to it, man. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, I see. So now you're saying, what's my best price on number? See, the best price for me is always the price I'm asking. What's your best offer, man? What's number 20 in unlimited access? Don't be shy. Make me an offer. Did number 2 sell? Murdoch, number 2 did not sell. Number 2 is still available. And thank you so much, Comic Art Boston. Thank you so much. Most of the people watching tonight already are subscribers. Hopefully people watching on Rewind will also subscribe. 12 more to go till 300. Can't wait. I'll follow up if anything. Have to do my research. No problem. And I did a little research. I guess you came in late and I showed a comp, but reach out to me, Samuel, at reach out to me at rubenthedealer@gmail.com. Okay. And let me just show you here real quick here. So reach out to me here. All right. And I'm going to show you a comp that I showed everybody here tonight in case you didn't see it. And then we can talk. Okay. All right. And let me jump back into the comments. So Murdoch, and it's available. So Rubén, for number 38. Let me see here what we're doing. So number 30, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Nick, on the Buscema Thor. Yeah, I that's way too low. I can't go there, my friend. I wish I could, but I can't. Way too low there, my friend. Sorry, but I appreciate the offer. Thank you. And I think that's it, guys. Still 39 of you watching. I really, really appreciate everybody, especially those of you who hung in all the way through to the end. And that's it. I guess we can call it. If there's anything else, guys, please, like I said, email me. Make me offers privately by email. No worries. There's plenty of stuff still available. And yeah, we can talk. We'll do deals. The consignor is also motivated to sell. Just not always at the bottom line prices that some people are offering. Hey, Jordan, mahalo to you. Mahalo to you. And aloha, by the way. I appreciate it. And you know there was a lot of good art offered. You more than anyone know tonight. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you soon. All right, everybody. So that's it for tonight. And we've just passed the 2-hour mark a few minutes ago. No worries, Murdoch. I appreciate it. Let me know. And thank you for your help, Irwin and Vivian. Really appreciate you both. Love you both. And that's it, everyone. One last time, just want to let everybody know here what you should do. But for now, peace. And I will see you guys next week.